Well, I think the key thing about this plan is it deals with, supporting communities, with communities being a central plank of the police response, but also the cultural changes are important, as well as getting the basics right, the core functions in relation to estates and equipment. What the Commissioner has done is he's undertaken around 10,000 interactions with people within the police service, with partners, but also with communities, and come up with this new plan for London. And it's really important also he's using the additional resources we've given him to prioritise the things that matter to Londoners. So, for example, there'll be more than 500 additional officers doing public protection work. For example, making sure there's a presence in every single borough across our city. But also, he has chosen to, I've not told him to, he has chosen to go across London. He was in Peckham last night to listen to Londoners, to understand the issues and then respond.
Is 2 years long enough to implement a plan like this?
I think one of the reasons why 2 years has been used as a metric is because of the impatience, not just of me, but the Commissioner, to bring about change. That change will engender more confidence from Londoners, which can accelerate the change required. We're not going to bring about change without bringing Londoners with us. I've been determined to shine a spotlight on the true extent of the performance and cultural problems within the police service. That pressure has led to a new Commissioner, Dame Lou's cases report, and this new plan from the new Commissioner. But the police need to be given time. Some people criticise Sir Mark and me for saying 2 years is too long. Others are saying is 2 years enough. Let's wait and see the progress we've made in 2 years.
And will this plan make the difference that Londoners need?
Yeah, what I say to Londoners is, look, I get a chance to spend a lot of time with this Commissioner, as I did with previous Commissioners. He's determined that on his watch he'll be a reforming Commissioner. Some examples to give Londoners some confidence is the Commissioner sped up the time it takes for there to be a disciplinary hearing, having more hearings taking place as well, and increasing the number of police officers being kicked out of the police service. That's not to take away from the fact we've got thousands of dedicated, brave officers in the police service. Just like Londoners deserve a better police service, so do those decent officers.
What's your message to the government in terms of them providing the funding and resources for this plan?
Well, my frustration, and I know I'm not speaking out of turn by saying this is also Sir Mark's frustration, is the two big things we need from the government we're not getting. One is we need additional resources from the government. You can't have 4 years of austerity with police officers being lost, police community support officers being lost, police staff being lost, police buildings being sold off, us being 1,500 officers less than we should have as a consequence of the amount of austerity. One frustration. The second frustration is it's far too easy to become a police officer. It's far too difficult to get rid of officers who shouldn't be police officers. We've presented to the House of Commons a private member's bill with Harriet Harman's great support, which gives the government on a plate the sort of stuff they need to do in relation to regulation and legislation. So, for example, an officer against whom a serious allegation has been made can be suspended rather than still working. So, for example, an officer against whom there's been a conviction can be kicked out to make it more difficult to become a police officer, easy to get rid of a police officer, bring in a duty of candour. But for some reason, this government is dragging its feet, dithering and delaying.